Hello, and welcome to today's video where I am going to be reviewing how to solve multi-step inequalities with you all. Now, we have already learned how to solve multi-step equations back in Unit 4, and friendly reminder that multi-step can basically mean 3 steps, 4 steps, or even 5 steps, okay? So I'll remind that with you guys today that the 3 steps might be combining like terms and then solving. We might have to distribute only. We might need to distribute, then combine like terms, and we might have variables on both sides. So 3 steps, 4 steps, and 5 steps are what we mean by multi-step, okay? Now, a lot of students are going to be able to do all of the inequality problems on this page without needing this video. This video is just really here for those of you who still feel a little bit weak after Unit 4 in solving multi-step stuff. And this way, I'm just kind of walking you through every single problem here. But like I said, not everybody is going to need to see every single problem here. We're going to go ahead and get started here on number 1. And I already have some stuff highlighted here to remind you that we need to combine like terms for this. So we're going to combine 2a plus 3a to get 5a. And then 5a plus 4 is less than or equal to 14 is what I have left over. Then we're going to subtract 4 here. We're going to get rid of the constant. Then we've got that 5a is less than or equal to 10. And we're going to divide both sides by 5 now, so a here is less than or equal to a 2. On a number line, if we were sketching that, we'd just put a 2 here in the middle. And we're going to put a closed circle on 2. We're going to color that in. And we're going to shade less than, so we're going to go this way. And I could put that in red so it kind of stands out. We're going that way, okay? For less than or equal to 2. Now, even though I know problem number 2 is right below it, I'm actually going to move just like from 1 to 5, then 2 to 6, and then I'm going to keep scrolling that way. So now I'm going to shift our attention over here to number 5. And in number 5, there's nothing we can do over here, 2x minus 5. Now on this side, we have a denominator of 2. So our first step is going to be to multiply both sides by a 2. Now this cancels out, and we're left with 6x plus 14 on this side. And over here, when we multiply this side by 2, it actually turns into a distributing thing, where we get a 4x, and then 2 times negative 5 would be minus 10. So notice that on this side, we multiplied by 2. This cancels out, and I'm just bringing down 6x plus 14. And when I multiply this side by 2, I actually have to distribute. And now we have an equation with a variable on both sides. Now you might remember that I set us up for success by looking at the 4 over here and the 6 over here and saying I'm going to start with the 4, because if I minus 4x on both sides, that means I have a positive coefficient right here with my x. I have a 2x, and I'm not going to need to worry about flipping my symbol. We know that in our inequalities unit, if we have a negative coefficient, we got to worry about flipping the symbol. So that's why back in Unit 4, I tried to set us up for success to have a positive coefficient here. And now I've got 6x's minus 4x's is 2x's. I'm just going to bring down the negative 10 on this side. And I'm going to bring down the plus 14 on this side. Now I'm not going to need to worry about flipping around the symbol. I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides, so I'm going to get a minus 24 over here. And then a 2x on this side. So now when I divide both sides by 2, I'm going to get that x is less than or equal to negative 12. Okay? It's okay if right here in this problem, somebody wants to do minus 6x from both sides. Then you're going to have a negative coefficient over here, and that's going to mean you have to remember to flip the symbol. So I'm just going to leave this example alone the way it is, because I want to try to avoid negative coefficients so that we don't have to worry about remembering to flip that symbol. All right, right here, we're going to get a negative 12w when we distribute. And then a negative times a negative is going to be a plus 9. So that first step is taken care of. We combine like, or sorry, we didn't have any terms to combine. We distributed though. And now we're just going to minus 9 on both sides. So I'm going to bring down the negative 12w. And 15 minus 9 is 6. Now I'm going to divide both sides by a negative number. So I do need to flip the symbol around. I'm going to flip this symbol around right here for my answer. This cancels out and I've got W on this side. And over here, we're going to get a negative 1/2, a negative 1/2 or a negative 0.5. Friendly reminder that we have fractions and decimals that are fair game for answers at this point. All right, now for number 6, we have a couple things to combine. We've got 3b's minus 2b's, and 3 take away 2 is just 1b. And now 4 plus 6 is 10. Now that looks like a 16. So I'm going to get rid of the 1 because I don't need the 1. I've just got that b plus 10 is less than 3. So now I'm just going to minus 10. I'm going to minus 10. Cancels out, and so b here is less than negative 7. Again, on a number line, for this one, we have an open circle on the negative 7, and less than, we're shading this way. All right, we've got 4 more problems down here that I'm about to work through. Okie dokie, so for question number 3 here, on this side, there's nothing for me to do, so I'm just going to bring down the 12 plus the 5x. And that side is greater than, and over here, 2 distributed to 8 is 16x. 2 times negative 6 is minus 12. And then I'm going to bring down the minus 7x. So we distributed, but now we have to combine these 16x's, take away these 7. And so 16 here minus 7, that's going to be 9x's on this side, minus 12. And on this side, we get 12 plus 5x. So again, we're trying to avoid a negative coefficient. So between the 5x and the 9x, I'm going to start over here with 5x's, and I'm going to minus 5x's on both sides. I'm going to minus 5x's. So if I minus 5x over here, it cancels out, and I've just got the 12. And if I minus 5x from 9x, I'm going to get 4x on this side, minus 12. Now I'm going to add 12 over here, so I'm going to get a 24, and then a 4x. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 4, so I'm going to get a 6 and an x. I did not have a negative coefficient, so I do not need to flip this symbol at any point, and we get that x is less than 6. X is less than 6. Friendly reminder that you might be looking for this answer somewhere eventually, like on a Google form, and I might have the x first. And if I do, make sure you just pick the one that still shows that x is less than 6, because that's what that is showing, okay? All right, for number 7, we're going to distribute on this side. So we've got a negative 6x, and a negative times the negative is a positive, so plus 10. And on this side, there's nothing for me to do with the 2x plus 7. All right, so now on this side and this side, we have a variable on both sides between a negative 6 and a 2. Which one is smaller? Negative 6 is smaller than 2. So we're going to start by adding 6x to this side and adding 6x over here. If I add 6x on this side, it's going to cancel out, and I'm just going to bring down the 10. And 2x's plus 6x's is 8x's on this side, plus 7. Now I'm going to minus 7 on both sides, so I'm going to get a 3 over here, and then we get an 8x on this side. All right, so now we're going to divide both sides by 8, divide by 8, and 3/8 is 0.125. And again, I did not have a negative coefficient, so I don't need to flip that symbol. So I'm going to get that x is less than 3/8 or 0.375. And I'm going to put the 3/8 in there. X is less than 3/8, but you might see, just so you know, for fair game, it might show on a Google form eventually. It might show that x is less than, and it might have a 0.375. This is the same thing. This is the same answer. All right, last two. So for number 4 down here, we've got 4r's minus 5r's and then minus 4 plus 6. So we're going to combine here to get a negative 1r. And negative 4, y'all, plus 6 is positive 2. And since it's positive 2, I'm going to put a plus 2 here. All right, we're going to minus 2 on both sides. We're going to minus the constant. I'm going to bring down a negative 1r is greater than. And 7 minus the 2 is a 5. And now because I am dividing both sides by a negative, I'm going to go ahead and turn that symbol around so I don't forget. The negative 1 divided by negative 1 cancels out, and I've got r all by itself. And a 5 divided by negative 1 is negative 5. So this is r is less than or equal to negative 5. We flipped the symbol for this one, y'all, because of the negative coefficient. All right, and now for number 8, we've got to distribute on this side to get a 16 plus 8x. And on this side, we've got to combine some like terms. We've got 3x's plus 5x's to be 8x's. And then we've got a minus 9. All right. Now with this one, you'll notice that we've got here 8x's and 8x's. They're both 8. And since they're both the same, it doesn't really matter how you look at it. When you take away 8x's from both sides, the x's are going to cancel out. They're gone here and they're gone here. And now we're trying to live in a world where we say that 16 is less than or equal to negative 9. And we know that this is not a true statement. That is not true. So for this one, y'all, because we get a number over here that is not less than or equal to this other number, this is an example of one where there's going to be no solution. And you can write that out with the words no solution. Or you could say that x equals, and then it's like a 0 with a cancel sign. That's showing no solution. All right, that concludes this video on solving multi-step inequalities. It's time for you to practice on your own. Thank you for watching.